Hi, welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. Well, specialty chemicals company are in focus. In general, they have been doing well. And the energy crisis in Europe has taken the front seat as far as discussions around chemical companies and demand outlook is concerned. Let's discuss this with one of the companies. Sunil Chari, the co-founder and managing director of Rossari Biotech, is joining us now. Mr. Chari, good afternoon. Thanks a lot for joining us here on CNBC-TV18. Well, in Q1 as well, we did speak about and mention the fact that demand for textile industry was lower due to the crisis that we are seeing with respect to energy in Europe. Now that crisis is actually worsened. In that scenario, what is the outlook for this particular segment? And do you think some pressure on margins will continue for textile segment?
We see a slowdown in the textile segment, but we have different divisions. The surfactant business is seeing healthy inquiries from Europe because of the energy crisis there.
So when you say slowdown in the textile segment, for your own business, what could the impact be? You said surfactants are doing well, but overall, because of, the energy crisis in Europe, what could the hit be on your own business, say, over the next 1 year?
We don't see a very big hit because our exports directly to Europe is not very big. We have some exports of phenoxyethanol and some personal care actives to the European market, but that we don't see a very, very big hit. But we see opportunity in this crisis for one of our subsidiaries called Unitop Chemicals, where we have surfactant exports. So overall, on consolidated basis, we don't see a very big impact of the European energy crisis on us.
Just generally, Mr. Chari, I wanted to understand what's happening in Europe because, ammonia production there has been impacted, capacity shut by 50%. That's one of the energy-intensive chemicals. For a company like yourself, do you think because of the shutdowns there is a bigger opportunity, you said, for Unitop? How big of an opportunity do you think it is? Which are the products where you can actually compete with European manufacturers?
So we produce ethoxylates and propoxylates. These are basic building blocks for any industry. And this production would be impacted in Europe also. So that is where we see the opportunity for Rossari in the coming few months.
So earlier you had guided for revenues of 2,000 crores by the end of FY23. Would you stick to that guidance?
Yes, we stick to that guidance of 2,000 crores and 250 crores of EBITDA.
And on the margin front, about 14 to 15% was your expectation. Is that something that you would hold on to?
250 crores, yeah. So we had given 250 crores of EBITDA and we are very hopeful of achieving that figure for this year. Our focus remains on EBITDA as amount rather than EBITDA as a percentage, which we have been, conveying to all our investors for the last few calls.
Okay. So what about raw material availability for Unitop itself? There was some supply constraints as far as raw material ethylene oxide is concerned. And generally, how are the pricing right now for acetic acid, your other raw materials? Are you seeing some pressure there and are you able to pass it on to your customers?
So prices are falling now. I think we have reached the bottom in both acrylic and acetic acid. And we feel that the prices will be steady for the next couple of months. For us as Unitop, the ethylene oxide availability is very good now. So we don't see any problems in supply chain and raw materials for Rossari and subsidiaries.
Any further price hikes that you plan to take?
No, because our raw material prices are steady. We don't plan to have any prices.
Okay, so no further price hikes. You have some cash on your books as well to the tune of around 70 crores. Will you be investing it back into the business? Any plans to give it back to shareholders?
We had second tranche payment for our subsidiaries acquisition. So we paid, around 95 crore rupees for the second tranche of payment. So we used up the cash we had on the balance sheet.
Okay. I also wanted to speak to you about your addition that you're expecting more modules at your Dahej facility. What is the plan here? Will you be investing more money? And generally, what are your expansion plans? So far, growth has come in from inorganic ways as well. Where will it come in from here on? Will it be via value-added products or you'll just build on to the inorganic growth that you've been seeing?
No, we had planning a healthy mix of organic and inorganic for the future. For the time being, we have, capacity utilization of 50 to 60%, and we want to ramp up the capacity utilization in the coming quarters. The Dahej plant, we will ramp up production of more surfactants, more polyester resins, and of course, increase in production of acrylic polymers there.